Does your Ford F-150 sound like this on a cold start? Well, if it does, this video is for you. Now, what I have beside me is a 2018 F-150 3.5 liter EcoBoost, and this is my personal truck. And I've just recently started to hear this sound come out when I'm starting it. And this usually happens after the truck has been sitting for just a little bit of time. I only have about 69,000 miles on this truck, and I've been very particular about oil changes and maintenance on this vehicle. So there's really no reason for this sound to be happening. Well, the sound is actually called a cam phaser rattle, and there's tons of information out there about what is going on with this. But this video in particular is going to be going over whether Ford will stand behind their product. Now, they have put out some bulletins out there and sent a lot of information to the Ford dealerships about how to handle some of these, and your truck may fit into that. Now, the vehicle years that are having most of the problems are the 2017 through 2020 models. And again, this is the 3.5 liter EcoBoost. Well, what's happening is these cam phasers on the front of the truck are leaking the oil out of them, and what has ended up happening is on that cold start, there's no oil in those phasers. And I am by no means a mechanic, so there's plenty of videos out there, mechanics are really going into the details, but this video is going to be all about how you might be able to get Ford to cover this problem. I am going to call my local dealership, see if this thing fits in the range of where they'll repair it because it's just outside of warranty. And if I don't get anywhere with them, we're going to get hold of Ford corporate office, and I'm going to walk you through the whole process. Because if you have a truck like this and you have a friend that might have a truck like this that's making this sound, they're going to want to get it addressed because it is a very costly repair if it comes out of them. So watch the whole video. I'm going to show you the phone conversations I've had with my local dealer and the conversation I had with the corporate offices, and let's see if they will stand behind their truck. Okay, so I showed you guys the sound that it's making, the fact that this is an ongoing issue with Ford owners. I'm actually going to call my local dealer right now, and I'll see if they'll do the right thing. If I can't get anywhere with them, I'm going to move all the way to corporate. We are going to see if Ford will stand behind their truck, the most selling pickup truck in the country that they always advertise, and see if they cover this well-known issue. So let's give them a call really quick and see how it goes. All right, here we go.
You have reached the Bob Boyd Ford store. For the service department, press 1. Press 4. For the...
We want service.
For the quick lane, press 1. For the repair shop, press...
Ford Services, Jim, I'm up you.
Hi, Jim. My name's Mike, and I have a Ford F-150 with the 3.5 EcoBoost, and I just started realizing that at startup, it's starting to have that well-known camshaft rattle sound. I was just seeing if, since this is a well-known issue, if Ford was still covering this repair on vehicles.
You got a VIN number?
I can get one real quick. All right, you ready?
All right.
Yep, I got it.
Yep, go ahead.
All right, it's 1, 2, 5.
Yours does not have that provision. They had an extension of coverage that we were doing, and I don't know if yours was attached to it, but it's not attached to it anymore.
Really?
I don't have anything on that, yeah.
Is there any way that they can make exceptions, since I do have you guys do the service for it? You know what I'm saying? Like,
you'd have to call Ford and see if they would offer you any kind of assistance. It's all based on the customer and their loyalty. I can't make that decision. It's all based on Ford.
Gotcha.
I don't actually talk to anybody. All I got is to go through the computer.
So if I call Ford and they say, "Yep, we'll cover that."
So what would happen is you'd call Ford's customer service, tell them what you have. They'll start a customer case. Then they'll tell you if they're willing to participate. And if they are, then you'd have to bring it in, let us verify the concern, get an estimate together, and then call Ford. Ford would call us with all the, how much would it be to do it all, and then I give them the estimate, and then they can tell you how much you'd be looking at. Because it's all based on percentages. Sometimes they'll do 10%, sometimes they'll tell you, I'm sorry, they just don't have they'll tell you no, or they'll give you a percentage, whether it's 10% or 20% or something like that. I don't know.
Now, do you have any idea of an estimate of repairs for that? Because I know it has a lot to do with the timing chain and all that stuff.
It all depends. It all depends if it's customer pay. Yeah, you can be spending up to $4,000 on it if you did the timing chains and all that stuff. Now, get Ford involved, they're not going to put timing chains on it for you.
They won't. They won't do that.
All they'll do is all they're going to do is just fix what's rattling.
So what if you guys get in there and see that the timing chain is stretched? You know, you could definitely see that it's stretched. So would you guys just say, hey, that's on you? Do you want to replace it? Because I know whenever they do these timing or these cam phasers, what I keep reading is they just replace the timing chain because they're already in there, and it's likely worn out. Correct. Because that cam phaser is a piece of junk.
Correct. Yes, I do recommend having the timing chain replaced if it's got over 100,000 miles.
It's only got it doesn't even have 70,000 miles on it yet. That's the thing. It's like, man.
I probably wouldn't recommend doing the timing chain. Not at that kind of mileage. You can go further than that. Timing chain is not something that you do as maintenance.
Yeah.
There's no maintenance interval. I mean, you can get 200, 300,000 miles out of a timing chain. It's just hard to say. Problem is it's got over 100,000 miles. I'm already there. Do you really want to risk it?
If 90% of the labor is done with getting in cam phasers, because the labor's up,
I still wouldn't recommend it.
Okay. I realized it today because a check engine light came on. For the first time I ever have the truck, check engine light came on, and I got a P0018 and a P0021, and that's why I was like, oh, this is a cam phaser problem. So I've heard the sound, didn't realize that was an issue, but now it's causing my check engine light to come on. So that's where I'm like, oh, okay.
Right. They don't have any provisions on there. It's only followed the 5-year, 60,000 mile warranty.
Of course. Because I thought that there was, like, they extended it and, like, because it's so well known.
It's all been specific. They did it on the older ones. On the newer ones like yours, I don't know if they have.
Alrighty. Well, I'll give him a call, man. Appreciate your help.
Yep. Not a problem.
Yep. See you, man.
Good day.
You too.
Bye.
Bye. All right, there you have it. They don't have any provisions for my truck. A well-known problem. So far, not looking good. So we're going to move on to the next step and see what corporate has to say. But by far, I'm going to document this entire series. So stick around. If Ford doesn't cover it, I still have to get this thing fixed. And I'm going to share with you the total cost of the repair for this, even if it's bullcrap that I have to pay for it. I got to have a truck. And it's ridiculous if it's going to cost me $4,000 to fix this. So stick around. Let's get a hold of the corporate office, see if they'll do anything for me.
Thank you for contacting Ford Motor Company. My name is Lanisha, and I'll be your customer experience specialist. May I have your name, please?
Yes, my name is Mike.
Okay, how can I assist you today?
Yes, so I have a 2018 Ford F-150 with the 3.5 liter EcoBoost. It's got just under 70,000 miles, and it's recently started to develop that cam phaser rattle at startup. It just threw an engine code today, P0018 and P0021. I did a little research and I found that this is like a very well-known issue with these 3.5 liter EcoBoosts. I know that they have some provisions and some TSBs for this similar case with F-150. So I spoke with my local dealer and they told me to reach out to you guys to see if maybe we can get some coverage on the truck because of it being a well-known issue.
Okay, yeah, I could definitely look into that for you. Do you have that vehicle's VIN number?
I do. Yep, I do have it ready for you.
Okay, I'm ready when you are.
Okay, it is.
Thank you. And I did pull up a 2018 F-150 in the Oxford white color, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And I am pulling up that your vehicle has 69,490 miles roughly.
The check engine light just came on, and I have one of those code readers, and that's when I realized that this rattle at startup is an issue. I didn't realize it was a well-known issue.
That is all that I needed to start this case. Now, when it comes to our financial assistance program, it's just usually to see if the vehicle is eligible for Ford to contribute or cover the repair needed. As long as the repair is warrantable, you can see if the vehicle is eligible. So what I would need is to put you on a brief 2 to 3 minute hold. Once I come back, I will have that determination if that vehicle is eligible.
Okay, gotcha.
Okay, yes, sir. No problem, of course. So thank you for holding for me.
Yep, thank you. Okay, so they're gonna check to see if it's eligible. We'll see what she says here, and we'll go from there.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much for holding for me. I did go ahead and run your vehicle through our financial assistance database. Now, the vehicle did come back as eligible for that financial assistance to submit for a request from Ford. I did create you a case number and kind of have my notes of everything we discussed. And what would need to happen is you can call your dealership, let them know you spoke with us, and that we did state that the vehicle was eligible for financial assistance. They'll schedule you in, and then once that vehicle is with the dealer, you would give us a call back, or you can have your dealership submit with the case number, whichever would be easier for you. But the vehicle did come back as eligible. At this point, the only obstacle that can happen would be if the dealership determined the vehicle is needing a non-warrantable repair. But if the repair should have been coming under your manufacturer warranty, if you were still within that criteria, then you're still within that eligibility to submit for financial assistance.
So what does the financial assistance, what does that mean? It'll cover the repair?
So that's initially I can't really give the answer. It's more so because Ford would contribute to the repair. We just wouldn't know how much Ford would cover until the next step of that, your agent, your escalation team agent, calling out to that dealership and getting a repair order and the parts needed to be replaced. I've seen instances of like percentages. So I've seen Ford cover 80, 70, 60%. It kind of varies on what's needed and what that final repair order amount is. So it really does depend, but it's just basically stating that your vehicle is eligible for Ford to contribute to that repair.
Do you know, just with experience, do you ever know like what the typical coverage is? Like, do they typically cover all of it, or typically do they only cover part of it?
Honestly, it really varies. I've seen both.
Okay.
I've seen Ford cover the repair. I've seen some where it's more like a high dollar repair, where the repair was more like almost 10,000, and Ford didn't cover the whole 10, but at least 75%. So I've seen the numbers kind of vary. It really all depends on what that dealership gives that escalated agent to submit for Ford to actually provide that number.
Okay, so now you're going to provide me with a case number, right? Is that what you said?
Yes,
okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Okay, so that case number is C as in Charlie.
Wow, that's a big number.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Okay, cool. So, okay, my next step is to go to my dealer, tell them that I've spoke with corporate, tell them I have a case number, give them the case number, and then what do I do after that? Will they start that process with you guys, and then they'll communicate with me?
Depending on if that dealership really wants to, honestly, because they have that power to use that case number to kind of get the case started. Okay. If there's any pushback from that dealership, then you would just have to give us a call. Okay. And instead of it being handled with the dealership, it'll be solely between your agent and you with update-wise of what's going on.
So they'll be able to find out how much Ford will be willing to cover based on what their estimate of the actual cost of the repair is, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay. Gotcha. All right. Anything else I need to do?
No, that's pretty much it. I think I pretty much covered everything. I know if any other questions or concerns with the dealership, that case number, I have my notes in it, just so if you call back in, you won't really kind of have to give everything again. It'll be kind of, updated in the case. So that's really much it. Well,
thank you so much. You've been a great help, and so far I'm happy. Now, obviously, it all determine what they'll cover, but
right. Thank you for contacting us today and being part of our Ford family. There's a brief survey at the end of this call regarding my interaction. But other than that, you have a great rest of your day. Okay?
Yes, ma'am. You too.
Thank you. All right. Bye-bye.
All right, well, we're going to see.
This is a brief survey that will take
of course,
approximately 1 minute to complete.
Really quick. I'll do it because she was so
your responses.
Okay, I didn't want to bore you with that survey, but I wanted to do it because she was so nice. So far, it looks really good. It looks good. It sounds like I'm eligible for financial assistance. So the next step I need to do is I need to take this case number and take it to my Ford dealer, and then they're going to sort out what the coverage is. So I will share how much they cover on this. I really hope that they come through on this. It would be great if they do. I'm forever going to be a Ford customer. Stick around, guys. I am excited to see what the end result is. Okay, so you just heard the conversations I had with the dealership and the corporate office. And today is the day that I'm going to take it into my dealership. I'm going to drop the keys off, and then they're going to communicate with the corporate office with that case number on how they're going to fix it. So I'm curious whether they're going to cover 100% of the repairs or a percentage of it. But either way, I'm going to share all of that with you. If they cover any of it, that's going to be great. But man, I hope they do the right thing and I don't have to pay for this well-known problem. So stick around, guys. I'm going to share all of that with you. All right, well, we're headed to the dealership now. They asked me to drop it off the night before because they want it to sit all night and they want to hear that cam phaser rattle in the morning and confirm it with a cold start. Now, obviously, I already know that that's what's happening. But obviously they need to go through their process to confirm the issues. They're supposed to let me know something tomorrow after they get a hold of the corporate office to see what kind of coverage or what percentage that they're going to cover on the repairs. So keeping our fingers crossed that they're still going to do the right thing, but either way, I'm going to share it with you. Let's see what ends up happening. All right, we just dropped it off. Hopefully we hear something tomorrow about whether it's going to be covered or not. I'll keep you posted. Hello?
Hi, this is Mike.
Yeah, it's Mike.
This is Jim over Bob Boyd.
Hey, Jim, how you doing?
Oh, I'm doing all right. Got some news here for you. It does need to have the cam phasers replaced. I did get in contact with Ford. Ford will participate. They'll do a portion of it. But your portion is going to be $1,277.24.
How do they figure up the percentage of what they want to cover on it? Based on mileage, or?
I have no idea, buddy.
They just randomly throw it out there?
Yeah, because you don't really talk to anybody, but they got some type of algorithm. Who knows what that is? All you do is punch in the information on their website, and then it spits out a number.
Do they have an updated phaser that they're going to put in there that it's not going to happen again?
It's been updated. They have come up with an updated version.
What all's going to entail this? Is it they just specifically go in, replace the phaser, and then get out of it? Or, I mean, what's...
Yeah, they just go in and replace the phasers on it. Because like I said before, they had like you said, that they was all over the internet. You know, they've been having this issue.
Yeah.
They had a special coverage at one point in time on some of them. Not all of them. So they did have a TSB out that, will say, hey, if you have this issue, this is what the fix is, and they do replace all four. I think it's all four phasers that we're replacing.
Okay, yeah, well, it needs it, definitely.
All right, I will do that, and then I'll give you a call back when she's done. Now, with this type of work, it is quite a bit of work.
Yeah.
Because you got to take the front cover off and all that stuff. It's probably not going to get done this week.
Yeah, I figured.
It'll probably midweek next week before it'll be ready.
Okay. That's fine.
Alrighty.
That's fine. Yeah, do what you got to do.
All right, I'll get it wrapped up for you.
All right, thanks, brother.
Thank you. Bye.
All right, bye. All right, there you have it. That was the dealership here in Lancaster, and it sounds like they're going to cover about 2/3 of the cost. So I can't complain. I really think they should cover all of it, but I can't complain. We'll see how it ends up being at the end. I hope that this sound goes away. But again, I'll keep you updated, and I'll even let you know how long it takes them to get it done. So stick around, guys. We'll see what it looks like here at the end. Well, as you can see behind me, I've got my truck back. All right, the truck should be fixed here. Let's see if that cam phaser rattle is gone. This is a cold start. Much, much quieter. And that took them a little over a week to repair it. The big question is, how much did it cost me in the end? Well, I'll try to share a picture of this with you on the screen, but I paid a total of $1,363.45. Now, they replaced my cam phaser. They also did an oil change and an oil filter. It looks like they had to change some gaskets and some seals, and it looks like they did some antifreeze in here as well. Now, I'm curious, do you think that this was fair? Now, I called several different dealerships and a few private garages, and the average cost was about $4,000. So this is a very costly repair. Some was a little bit under that, some were a little bit over that, but nonetheless, that is a lot of money. And I don't know, I have mixed feelings about this. This is a well-known problem with the Ford F-150 EcoBoost. Now again, the dates for this truck are 2017 through 2020. This is the 3.5 liter EcoBoost with the Gen 2 engine on the inside of it. And if you have this truck in that age range, make sure that you look into this. If you know somebody who has this truck, which likely you do, the F-150 is the most popular pickup truck in the world. So this could save them thousands of dollars if they're having that issue. Make sure you call your dealership, see if your VIN number is in that range, and if it's not, do not be afraid to call Ford directly and talk to the customer service like I did, because I saved several $1,000s doing this. Well guys, I hope that this has helped you and maybe saved you a few dollars in the long run. And if it did, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and until next time, we'll see you in the next video.